What's going on? Welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a full day of eating to hit my macros and calories, which come out to about 3,500 calories. My current macros are 220 grams of protein, 445 grams of carbs, and 100 grams of fat, which technically comes out to about 3,600 calories or so. So clearly right now I'm in a lean bulking phase. I'm eating a good amount of food. My main goals are to build muscle and get stronger while also trying to limit fat gain along the way. So in this video, I'm going to share with you everything I eat in a day in order to reach these macros within 5 grams. But I want to be clear that just because I'm eating these foods doesn't mean that they're the best foods and that you should eat them too. These are foods that I like particularly, that are easy for me, that fit my preferences and my lifestyle. And you may very well want different options, and that's fine. But hopefully this gives you a couple of ideas that you can take away. And if it does, if you end up liking the video, consider subscribing to my channel because I make new videos just like this every single week. I'll start off by saying in this particular day of eating, it was yesterday, I had 2 main meals plus a bunch of snacks around those meals. And typically if I'm eating this much food, I prefer to get in 3 square meals because I'm a big believer that you should get most of your nutrients, most of your macros from your actual meals and just fill in a couple gaps here and there with snacks if needed. But you shouldn't rely on a whole bunch of snacks to get your protein in or to get up your calories to where they need to be. So that's one criticism I have of myself for this particular day of eating, which was yesterday. So there's a few things that I'm looking out for in any given day of eating for me, and that is number 1 is vegetables. I'm trying to include at least 1 vegetable per day because the truth is when you're eating 445 grams of carbs per day, it's easy to neglect the healthier foods, to neglect vegetables, neglect fruits, and go with junkier options. So I make it a point to get in at least 1 vegetable per day, as well as 1 or 2 different types of fruit per day. And going along with that, I'm trying to get in at least 35 grams of fiber each day because generally fiber is going to come from our carb sources. So if we're eating a good amount of fiber per day, generally speaking, that means that the carb sources you're choosing are probably higher quality compared to if you were eating very low fiber in your diet. So let's get into it. The first thing that I ate in this day was right here. I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with a protein bar on the side. In this lean bulking phase, having a peanut butter and jelly as a snack has been a go-to automated snack for me because it's so quick and easy. You're gonna rack up the fats and the carbs, and I'm also getting some fiber in because I use this whole wheat bread that I believe has 4 or 5 grams of fiber per slice. And the protein bar I've got here is Robert Irvine's mint chocolate protein bar, I believe it's called. It's pretty solid. It's one of the better tasting protein bars I've had. The macros are decent. I think it's 16 grams of protein, 8 grams of fat, and about 16 grams of carbs as well. The next thing I ate, which was my first actual official meal, which was around lunchtime, is this honey shredded chicken with Brussels sprouts pre-made meal from a meal prep service. I've been getting 5 meals per week from this meal prep service called Nutri Meals, and I've been doing that for a few months now, and I have to say it has been very convenient in having an automated lunch that I can have Monday through Friday that has a vegetable in it, that tells you the exact macros. So if you're tracking your food, it's super easy and convenient and doesn't require me to cook anything because I just pop this in the microwave for 2.5 minutes and it's good to go. Now I'll say this, I didn't love this meal. It actually tasted probably worse than I wanted it to. The chicken part was actually pretty good, but the vegetable part I didn't like very much. I'm not gonna order this meal again. And that's something to consider when ordering from a meal prep service, not just Nutri Meals, but any meal prep service. There's gonna be meals that you don't love and you're not gonna order them again. But if you can find 4, 5, 6 meals that you actually like and you can eat week to week that are good enough that you order them multiple times like I've found, it really is a game changer. And this meal here, it was a very low carb meal. It had 47 grams of protein, only 16 carbs, and 29 grams of fat. It also got me 5 grams of fiber. Now the second snack I had today was this dried mangoes and a banana. So I've already checked off the box of getting a vegetable in my meal prep service meal, and now I'm getting in 2 different fruits. Although I'd argue that dried fruits like dried mango are not ideal, that's not what I'm going for. They're generally even more sugary, and I don't believe they have the same nutrient value and vitamins compared to fresh fruit. I could be wrong about that, so don't quote me. But as you can see, I weighed out the mangoes. This is actually 2 servings of dried mangoes, and it's getting me like 75 grams of carbs. A few hours later, I had a third snack, and this was some Greek yogurt with about 50 grams of raspberries, 50 grams of blackberries as well, and also honey. So for the Greek yogurt, I used Oikos Pro, which has 20 grams of protein. And sometimes I'll make this meal and I'll use 2 cups of Oikos Pro yogurt, and it'll get me 40 grams of protein. Sometimes I'll also add in some protein granola on top of it for some added carbs and added protein. I just ran out of it for this week. But this snack is a protein heavy snack, carb heavy snack, little to no fats. And Greek yogurt is a staple in my grocery list. It's something that I pretty much always keep around because it tastes good, it's versatile in how you can eat it, and it's high in protein, obviously. Here we go, the dinner meal. What we had is turkey burgers, which historically has been one of my favorite go-to meals, but I must have overdone it with turkey burgers for the last few years because we haven't had them in quite a while. But what I've got here is 2 lean turkey burgers on a roll. Obviously, I'm using 2 rolls here, and this is just because we were out of buns. We didn't have regular hamburger buns. And what I did for the cheese was I took 1 slice of cheese and I broke it in half, and I put half on each burger. Threw some ketchup on there, and we're good to go. Now these burgers, like I said, they are lean turkey burgers. Each patty has 32 grams of protein and only 11 grams of fat. If you're trying to get in more protein from your burgers, whether they're beef or turkey, and limit the fat on them, you definitely want to go with a leaner option. 90% lean, 93% lean, 96% lean. It really does make a massive difference going with one of these options compared to like an 85% lean burger. And then I had one more thing to eat, one more snack after dinner, an hour or 2 later. And what I had was this protein shake. I basically took 2 scoops of protein. Right now I've got the Transparent Labs oatmeal chocolate chip cookie flavor. And I just put it in this shaker bottle with some almond milk, about a cup of almond milk, and shook it up and just drank that. Super easy way to get in a ton of protein for pretty much no fats or carbs. And then on the side, I have a cup of grape juice, which is obviously just straight carbs. And this is another trick you can use if you're also in a lean bulking phase where you're eating a lot of calories, a lot of carbs specifically, and you're pretty full already. You don't want to add in more food to your day because you're already so full. A good way would be to drink your calories, right? It's something that we're always taught never to do, right? Never drink your calories. And that's true if you're in a fat loss phase. Drinking your calories like juice or soda or alcohol or anything else, Gatorade, it's not going to work to your advantage in most cases because it's going to be in your best interest to use up all your calories on whole foods that will keep you more full. But if you've got a ton of food to work with like me and you're actually struggling to eat all of it, it can be a good idea to allocate some of your carbs to liquid so that you don't feel as full. So that's everything I ate in this day. Let's have a look at what my final macros came out to be. We're looking at 222 grams of protein. My target was 220, so I went 2 grams over. I'll take that. I ate 448 grams of carbs. I was aiming for 445, within 3 grams there, and I ate exactly 100 grams of fat. As you can see, my fiber was 36 grams, so that just reached my mark of 35 that I'm aiming for. It says my sodium was 1988 as far as milligrams, but that's actually low because the burgers that we used were 600 milligrams per burger, and it didn't track the sodium in MyFitnessPal. So we're probably looking at 32 or 3,300 milligrams of sodium, which is fine. I'll take that. And I don't always look at sugar too frequently, but in a bulking phase where you're eating a ton of food, it's not the worst thing to have a look at sugar and make sure you're not overdoing it. 152 grams in a day isn't like awful. It's probably higher than I would want it to be though. We're looking at a lot of sugar in the juice, in the dried mangoes, in the normal fruits. But other than that, there's not much that's really sweet. The jelly in the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but there's not really any desserts, right? There's no cookies or baked goods or ice cream or other like dessert foods that would probably give you 150 grams of sugar right away. But there you have it. That's my full day of eating. I'm really hoping to make more of these videos going forward, so make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to get notified when I do make more of them. Feel free to check out the links in the description below if you want to connect with me on social media, if you want to explore the options of working together with me as your coach, or if you want to grab some free resources that might help you reach your own fitness goals. See you on the next video, and I'll leave one more full day of eating video here for you to check out as well. See you there.